Okay, everybody. This is going to be a guide on how to get some ship parts. I see a lot of people thinking they have to go to Exec hangar and farm a lot of cards or try to hijack it from somebody to try to get some rare military or stealth grade A ship parts when you really don't need to do that. Lazarus has them all. You can do it here. And what's really cool is this is a really fun place to be anyways. Doesn't get a lot of action these days since the Onyx facility opened up. So maybe this will drive in more action. But anyways, there's 6 locations. You have these 3 over here, Tithonus, and then you have the Phoenix ones over here on the other side of the planet. This is the second part of Stormbreaker. If you want to do the first part, go to Pyro 4. There's a data center there. And again, I'll bring that up here in a second because there's some controversial things about this. We'll get out of here. So here we are at the Lazarus facility. We're at Tithonus 1. Tithonus? Tit 1. Whatever you want to call it. Anyway, we're here. This is where you would come in right here because you have to fly into a transport station and then you take a shuttle. And that's basically where you come in right there. You're going to run along this little guardrail on the back and you're going to climb some stairs and get up here. Do not run all the way over here. Right there, if you can see it, there's a little gap. If you fall in there, you're pretty much stuck and you got to start over. So you're going to run over here and just run off this edge, fall down onto here. You're going to take some damage. It's fine. Climb over the railing, and then you're going to beeline it to open the door here. Little medical facility over there. Whoops. Don't want to shut that. Shut that door again. Okay, thank you. Anyway, there's a medical facility over there. Inside, you're going to find a med bed that you can bind at, so you can respawn there. You can also heal yourself. There's 4 blue boxes in there. They can spawn pico balls and metals and all kinds of other things like that. So if you want to do some farming in that kind of a nature, you can hit every medical facility. And I think there's 5 or 6 of them in a circle around here, around the facility. So you can do that run as well. There's also a armor box like this, which comes in handy, so you can get some armor. I don't know why you would need that. Don't know why you would need that. But anyways, yeah. So this door, these doors can be door glitched. All right, they're double paned, but if you notice before, they do open automatically if you get close. And as soon as you door glitch halfway in or so, the door's just going to open automatically for you, and you can just kind of step in here. If you want to do it legit, because there's a lot out there that do, there's nothing wrong with that, and there is a way to do it legit. Right here is a keycard panel. If you go to, again, the Fargo data centers on Pyro 4, you can get those key cards, you can farm those, and then come here and do this legit. Okay? But if you want to bypass those, the door glitch does work here. Okay? And I'm not going to show you how to do that, but yeah, it does work. So anyways, come in there, run up here, you fall down, you go to that med station over yonder, over there, and you're going to bind. Then you're going to come over here, and you're going to use your key card or your wits to get through this door. And inside, you're going to have a couple of things. Now, over here, this is always going to spawn some of the cargo stuff. Oh, and there we go. We got a rare one. I was going to say it also spawns some rare multi-tools. We got a red one. Also, you can get a black one or a silver one in here. And then over here, of course, we have our first ship part. It's an XL1. Not too bad. Over here is where the second one spawns. It's a glacier. Not too shabby. And then, of course, the big battery in the center. Over here, you have a big blue box that'll spawn you some metals, pico balls, things like that. Penguin. And then you have a variety of the energy weapons that can spawn here. The rifle, the SMG, and the shotgun. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and the armor box, of course. You can get some rare armor here, some rare helmets, if you like that kind of stuff. I think I got my Ono helmet here. Pretty sure I did. Aside from that, that's pretty much what you get in here. Now, if you're doing two-man operation, you need the battery. And if you want the battery, you need one of these max lifts. And we'll talk about what kind of equipment you need to run this here in a second, because there is kind of a setup you do need to do this optimally. But yeah, if you want the battery, one of you has to have a max lift, and you're going to have to carry that around. Now, where you're going to go with these things are right through here. You're going to run through these little pipes right here, and then just hang a right, kind of, and run up that ramp, and there's your elevator right there. You're going to send everything down the elevator. And just because you send it down this elevator doesn't mean it's yours yet, okay? That's also another thing. So keep in mind that I'm showing you this part, but it's still not free. You have to land your ship back at the transport and then pull them up with the elevator there and, you know, fly them out. So you can still get PvP doing that. So you're on your own there. All right, I'm just going to show you how to get your hands on these things. You have to make plans to actually get them out. So don't think that I'm just showing you how to get free stuff here. You got to work a little bit for it. But once you get them down the elevator, they're pretty much safe until you decide that you're going to pull them up the other elevator and try to put them on your ship. At that point, everything's vulnerable again. All right, so anyways, you're going to go to that elevator over there. You're going to put them down. Your next stop is going to be the next elevator, or the next workshop like this. I guess it's called maintenance, which is right over there. You can get in another one. And those are the only two that you can get into if you're solo. All right, so and they're pretty close together. It's just right here and then right there. And then beyond that, I believe there's 3 different stations or hangars where you can put this in. All right, and one of them is we usually go around clockwise when we do it with a friend, or when I do it with a friend, I should say. But yeah, we'll stop by that elevator. We'll hit these 2. We'll bring all the parts to that elevator, send them down, and then we'll just bunny hop some batteries. And the first one is over there where the event starts, right across from this elevator, basically. There's an elevator that takes a battery. And now with those, the issue with those is you cannot even door glitch through those. You won't see anything. All the loot, I think it's on an elevator that comes from the ceiling or below, or it spawns. But what happens is when you put the battery in, there's 2 little key card stations outside. Well, they're not really key cards. There's 2 little panels outside that you and a friend have to hit simultaneously to open up the door and then spawn everything inside. Until that point, you cannot see what's inside, and if you door glitch in, I think you just fall into nowhere. So that's really why you need a friend, because it opens up a couple of different sites. And if you do this over and over, like someone has before me, you can see there's a couple of batteries outside already. So normally, if there's no batteries outside, you can hit 4 of these things. 2 are free, because you can get in like I just showed you, or didn't show you. And then the other 2 you can get in with the batteries. But if you've bunny hopped, you know, a couple of times, and or done a rotation, I should say, a couple of times, then you can do all 3, because you'll have batteries waiting for you. So always move the batteries outside. That said, we'll work over what you kind of need here and what you kind of look out for, because this is a dangerous place. If you aggro one of those little spacemen out there, without doing the event, the whole facility will just keep spawning and sending waves upon waves upon waves at you. I do recommend a suppressor for this if you don't know how to work around the aggro. Now, there's a couple of different tricks you can do to avoid that if you don't have a suppressor, like run inside a doorway in the medical facility and hope to kill something from there. But, you know, that's a crapshoot. There are a bunch of roaming dogs around the facility. That's really what gets you. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. You aggro one dog, it doesn't matter. That whole pack's coming, and you're gonna have to deal with them. And if you shoot those dogs, that's when the spacemen come. So that's really where you need a suppressor, because you're gonna have to do some shooting of dogs. And hopefully, when you do shoot that gun with a suppressor, it's not going to aggro all the spacemen and send them your way. Because when that happens, it really can be aggravating. Because you're just going to keep getting shot. There's nothing you can do. You're going to waste a lot of ammo. And for that reason, I also recommend that you do bring a lot of ammo when you're doing this. Go ahead and bring up to 20 or 30 clips. I use the P8 rifle here, well, anywhere I go, just because I feel like I can kill a lot more NPCs per clip with it than I can with anything else. except like maybe a heavy LMG or something like that. But 15 rounds, it's like 2 rounds per kill. You know, that usually gives you 7 kills per clip, which is pretty high, which is why I use it here and everywhere I go. Aside from that, the armor you're going to want, there's really 2 choices you can go here for longevity outside. You can run any armor here, guys, because you're going to be bouncing in between places anyways. The problem with Pyro 1 is it's heavy in heat. If you're out there for too long in a light, medium, or heavy armor, regular, then what's going to happen is you're going to start to see little rainbows and little aurora effects around you, and then you're going to just slowly die if you don't get back inside. And you have about 5-6 minutes maybe of that to get out, you know, to be outside, that is, like total time, if you're doing that, which is fine if you're bouncing in between. But if there's ever PvP and you have to stay outside for a long time because you're camping behind a building or behind a pillar out there for the perfect shot, that's when you're going to run into trouble, right? So, and there's really only 2 armors that protect you from this heat here and the radiation, and that is the Pembroke and those heavy radiation suits that the spacemen are wearing out there. The problem with those are they're very bulky and they have like a shelf that's like right here, so when you're looking down at panels and stuff, they do block it, and the helmet does not have hit markers, so it's very bulky, big, and no hit markers. It does protect you from the radiation completely out there and the heat. It's just not very user friendly. So what I found is that the Pembroke is a heat protective suit. It doesn't really block anything. You can wear whatever helmet you want with it. I just wear the Ono because it kind of looks good with the white RSI edition. If you want this, you can farm it really well at the PAF sites. I think I got this at. So yeah, they spawn frequently there. I think you can also get this suit upstairs in this facility as well, but I would check the PAF sites if you really want to farm this one. Otherwise, you got to go to like Grim Hex and get the base one, which is like a bronze color. Doesn't matter. Anyways, get this suit. It holds 8 clips just like a heavy suit, only 2 med pins, but aside from that, it's going to keep you out of that heat. Like, I can stay out there for as long as I'm not irradiated, which is a long, long time. I've camped a lot of people doing the event, stolen a lot of teeth wearing this outfit, and I've stayed outside a lot. So this is what I recommend you use. Out here is the Pembroke, just for ease of access, protects you from the heat, protects you from radiation, and then of course your favorite gun, the Max Lift Tractor Beam. Heavy backpack for sure for looting. Definitely going to need a medical device, and your 2 favorite multi-tools. I use a tractor beam, and then I run the salvage and repair tool just in case I ever need it. Aside from that, it's whatever you really want to do. Just bring a lot of ammo. Bring some backup med gel too, because these seem to be really useful these days. In the last patch, they kind of changed it to where the med gun uses a lot more of this, so I would definitely recommend getting a couple of them. That said, they do spawn everywhere. There's a couple of med boxes over there. See, there's 4 in here right now, 7 of these in here, so you really don't run out of those. You'll be given those. So, but that's kind of how you do it. That's how you get your ship parts. If you're solo, I would recommend just bouncing between servers, just hitting these 2 hangars over and over, going from US to Europe to Australia, whatever, and sending them down. And then once you get a nice bit of ship parts, you and a friend can come back and load them up in a prowler or whatever your favorite cargo ship is over at the landing site while somebody protects you, or you can try to do it solo, whatever. And then you can get your ship parts out. But yeah, this is an alternative way to get ship parts. That's not the exec hangar and very easily accessible by anybody. You just have to come here. A lot of people are scared of pyro. As you can see, I've been here a long time. Not many players have come here. Okay, I've been here a couple of days and I've not seen anybody run the event at all. Pyro itself is pretty chill. I've never really been attacked in pyro unless I was somewhere where there was meant for PvP to happen, like the exec hangar or a contested zone. Lazarus, when this was the only, like, the brand new event, there was a lot of PvP here, but now that Onyx is here, this is pretty vacant. So again, all you got to do is come here, make the trip out here to Pyro into the Lazarus sites, and you can get some really, really cool ship parts. Free, easy, and it'll be a lot of fun for you and a friend. Because this is a lot of fun, and if you want to do it legit, you know, stop by Pyro 4, get some key cards, come do the event. You know, have some fun. It's a pretty cool event, I'm not going to lie. You guys, any way you do this, you're going to have a good time farming these ship parts or just exploring the inside. I'm not going to tell you what's all in there. There is a one particular red med box that does spawn rare med guns if you want a different color med gun without buying one from the store. You know, things like that. But there's also a couple other things in there like Easter egg hunts where you have to find codes for doors and look around for specific things. So if you've never been in there and done anything, it is a really cool place to visit with a friend and just kind of do the event in total. Again, you started at Pyro 4 and then you come here and have fun, you know? So anyways, that's how you get some ship parts. Thanks for watching.